asking myself, is this what I want to do, or do I want to do this? And it starts to become second nature, and then everything you're doing is your favorite thing.
I'm here in, where are we?
San Antonio, Texas.
San Antonio, Texas, with my sister Dani.
Hi.
And today we want to talk to you about abundant minimalism, or living the lives of luxury that I feel like we live, and how that relates to also this like really important element of our lives that is minimalism and simple living. So we're going to start out, actually I'll just mention that we've written some notes here just to keep ourselves on track, which I think that you'll enjoy overall. But please pardon if we are referring to them from time to time. So we just want to start off by overviewing, if you haven't been watching us or seen any videos I've made with Dani, what makes us minimalists and these sort of like alternative lifestyles that we choose. I think the biggest one is that we own very few possessions.
Yeah, we have very few things, very few clothing, toiletry products, game type stuff, fitness
don't own
gear,
much.
It
fits into like a backpack or a couple of bags. We also don't own any big items like property, or I own an RV now, but overall,
neither of us has a house or I have a motorcycle, but not a ton of property.
We don't have traditional jobs, so we're not going to like 9 to 5s. You might have seen the video that Dani and I did together about her job as a touring stagehand, and then I run my own online businesses, so we have a lot more freedom and space there as well. And routine-wise, we were talking about our like exercise regimens.
Yeah, we don't like to go to the gym. Really, technically, like going to the gym and working out doesn't sound exciting. So it's more like playing with people, getting out, doing stuff. Like Brittany does a lot of acro. Because I travel for work all the time, I like to go out and hike or go for a run and check out the new cities here in San Antonio. Our hotel is right on the Riverwalk, which is an awesome place to run and bike ride and everything. Just like very few props necessary for working out, so that you can go do it anywhere. You can go for a run, see a field, and be like, ooh, I want to do something in this field, and just do it without having to plan ahead.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
So overall, our lives are pretty spacious, and they feel really free to us. They feel really open and abundant, and that's a big theme of minimalism in our lives. For us, and the reason I wanted to make this video is to share how, for us, minimalism isn't about scraping by, and I don't think that there's any right or wrong way to be a minimalist or to incorporate simple living into your lives. But I do notice that sometimes I feel like those two can be synonymous, and I want to like share about how it's really actually invited like more luxury and more abundance into our lives. So what are some of the ways that we choose to use this freedom and this luxury?
Well, I think the biggest one for both of us is travel.
Heck yeah.
We both love to travel. We crave traveling. We do it as much as possible. And, sometimes that's as simple as, Brittany drove here from Austin an hour and a half to come hang out with me this week.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's, you spending a winter in Chiang Mai.
Yeah, totally. One thing that we were talking about when we were reflecting on this was a trip that you recently took.
Yeah, I just had 3 weeks off of work, and I spent 2 weeks in Fiji learning how to scuba dive, and I did a combination of a cruise, a luxury scuba dive resort, like kind of in the middle of nowhere, and then I stayed in like a more hostel type environment for one of them too. But we had like a lot of really amazing accommodations, and I was able to spend all that time and money to learn to scuba dive. And then the 3rd week I flew to New Zealand and spent the week snowboarding. Which is another one of the things I love to spend my time and money towards doing. So
we both really love staying in awesome hotels and great accommodations. We also really love like camping and being in the wilderness. So the way we experience our freedom or our luxury will differ depending on the moods that we're in, and it kind of encompasses all realms. And I think the big thing there is that we're not choosing based on like how much money this will cost or anything like that. We really feel free to choose like what sounds the most exciting and fun for us.
Yeah, and I think one thing that's been really awesome that I've noticed is I've let all of my friends know that I want to travel like as much as possible, and so all the time friends will come up to me and say, hey, I want to do this trip, do you want to come, are you interested in this? And I've done a lot of things that I wouldn't necessarily have done or tried like things that I wouldn't have tried, just because I'm open to it and I have the time and the money and, you know, the abundance in my life where I can try those things. So
totally.
yeah.
Another thing that we both love spending money on is massage.
Oh, love getting massages.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
I love that. I also spend a lot of like time, energy, money, resources into my acrobatics practice and into training there. And I love spending money to get personal training there or to attend workshops or just into the equipment or resources I feel like I need to really enjoy my practice.
Yeah. And then another thing that we both find that we spend more money on and that we feel abundant in is food, is
right.
being able to pick really amazing quality food, whether it's going to the grocery store and making a meal from that or going out and experiencing new restaurants in different places we're traveling to.
Definitely. Food is so important to us, and having like fresh, great quality produce, especially awesome tropical fruit, and that also helps decide some of the destinations that we go to.
Yeah.
We also really love investing in awesome products that support our lives. So we have a lot of specific electronics that are geared towards a simple lifestyle.
Yeah, lightweight. We'll spend a little bit more to get something that's smaller or more lightweight because ultimately it's worth it because you can take it with you everywhere, and so you're not buying two of something so that you have like a cheaper one that doesn't work as well but it's better to travel with versus something you keep at home.
And overall, we love investing in things up front that are really going to support us, like our Tom Bin bags.
Yes.
And I love the Zero shoes, and some people may point out that those things could be a little more expensive, and I think that the quality that we gain from them and just how they support our lives is really worth it. And again, it's not like, one thing that feels really important to me is to make the decisions based on like, if I could take away like money or anything else as a factor, what would I choose based on like what really is enhancing my
and
life?
a big thing for me on that is clothing. Like I have very few outfits. I don't have a lot of clothing, but I spend a decent amount of money on the pieces of clothing I do have, which overall I probably spend less on my wardrobe than the average American because I have less pieces, but they're quality pieces. I have my favorite pair of like yoga casual pants I think I've had for 4 years now, and I just fixed them for the first time. And it was a tiny little insignificant rip. And so some stuff that I've spent money on and initially kind of balked at when I first bought it has really been worth it and has proven itself over time. And sometimes, you know, I don't always spend a lot of money on my clothes, but it's nice having the luxury to do that and knowing that it's going to last well, it's going to wash well, it doesn't wrinkle when I pack it in my bag, stuff like that.
Totally. There's this whole other realm of luxury that we experience, and it's more of the outside of the physical world, and that's like geared towards how we've invested in ourselves and, for example, our personal development and self-growth. I feel like we've spent a lot of time developing ourselves, figuring out how we want to live and what makes us tick, and then like really pursuing and investing in our passions.
Yeah, I think when you talk about minimalism, a lot of times people talk about the stuff, but if you're interested in a life of minimalism, you're probably being very intentional anyway about the stuff that you have, and you're paying very good attention to stuff like that, and that kind of just carries over into the like emotional, spiritual, mental aspect. Is once I started being intentional in the stuff I owned, I started being a lot more intentional in the time the way I was spending my time and the people I was spending my time with, and being present in the moment and really enjoying that abundance of time that I now have because I have less other things going on in my life.
Totally. I feel like our relationships have been enhanced because we're more present with ourselves, we're more present with others, and the quality of time that we get to spend with our loved ones.
Yeah. And actually, I have had many of my family members and close friends have noticed that difference in the past few years for me too, as I've gone down this path. So the biggest like emotional luxury that I think we both feel that we have felt is the mental ease and relaxation that has come with having our mind and bodies and spaces less cluttered. It's like so much less time worrying about other things, and everything. When everything you do is intentional, it's just, I don't know, there's such a freedom that comes with having less stuff on your mind and less stuff weighing on you both physically and mentally.
I totally agree, and I feel like it's a choice. We make the lifestyle choice to not worry, to invest in ourselves in all these ways, and to choose freedom.
Yeah, that's been really amazing, and I would say my stress level has plummeted since I found this lifestyle.
Same.
Yeah.
So, big question maybe to wrap all this up is like, why? Why do we do it like this, and why do we live this way?
I mean, I can't imagine not now. I'm so much happier. I feel so much more free. It's so much easier to do things when you have less stuff tying you down or holding you back or keeping you from going out and doing what you want to do at a moment's notice.
Yeah, I think overall for me, big thing is just like, it feels so good.
Yeah, it's so great.
I feel like my life is so much more fulfilling. I feel like I'm so much more here in my life.
Yeah.
I'm getting so much more out of it.
Yeah, and I'm living, I mean, now I spend so much time like asking myself, is this what I want to do, or do I want to do this? And it starts to become second nature, and then everything you're doing is your favorite thing.
Yeah. Oh, I love
and
that.
I mean, I love that, and it's so wonderful and great to be able to just wake up and be like, I'm gonna go for a run by the Riverwalk because that sounds like so much fun, and know that I don't have to clean my bathroom before I do it, or
heck yeah.
Yeah, like spend a bunch of time worrying about something. So
yeah, right on. I feel like that's totally it. Well, I think a lot of you may end up having questions about like more details on how we do this and like jobs and etc. And so I'm gonna put a bunch of links in the description below, including an interview that I did with Dani like a year ago about her job, and some about personal hygiene and just all the things that we tend to get questions about. But yeah, thank you so much for making this video together. It's so fun to make videos with you.
I agree.
All right, love you guys.
Bye.
Mwah.